Good morning. It is September 15th, 2021, 10 a.m., and we're going to call to order the Ottawa City Commission meeting for today. Would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Skidmore?
Present.
Commissioner Jorgensen?
Present.
Commissioner Wygand?
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Crowley?
Present.
And Mayor Kaler.
Present. Thank you so much. We want to welcome those that are in the audience today and those that are participating through whatever electronic medium that you can participate. We are glad that you are part of the process. We begin every meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, and today we are going to be hosting Pastor Yancey from Hope Anthem Church, who will leave us in the invocation after the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you'll bow your heads with me and close your eyes. Prayer isn't about reminding God of how great my problems are. Prayer is all about reminding my problems how great my God is. So, Heavenly Father, we come before you. We thank you for who you are and what you have done and what you'll continue to do. And I pray over this meeting and this group of leaders. I thank you for Proverbs 13:20 that says, walk with the wise and become wise, associate with fools, and we get in trouble. So, Lord, I pray wisdom over this group, that they continue to lead to the very best of their ability. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Yancey. We appreciate you being here with us today. That moves us on to the consent agenda, which includes minutes from the August 23rd, 2021 meeting and the September 1st regular meeting. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That moves us on to public comment. Do we have individuals who have registered for public comment today?
We have none.
Okay. We always welcome individuals who would like to come in and address the City Commission to do so when we have meetings, so please know that you are always welcome. At this time, I'd like to give commissioners a chance to declare any conflict or communication that they may have had that might influence their ability to consider today's issues impartially, and we call that our declaration. Commissioners? Okay, we will move on. New business.
Proclamation recognizing Constitution Week on September 17th through the 23rd, 2021.
Constitution Week is an official week to commemorate the anniversary of the creation of the world's longest living written constitution. Pat Murray, the Daughters of the American Revolution, will accept the proclamation, and the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas September 17, 2021 marks the 234th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it is fitting and proper to officially recognize this magnificent document and the anniversary of its creation. And whereas in 1956, at the urging of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution, Congress set aside September 17th through 23rd annually to be dedicated for the observance of Constitution Week, to emphasize every citizen's responsibility to protect and defend the Constitution, to inform people of the Constitution and the basis for the basis for America's great heritage and the foundation for our way of life, and to encourage his study of historical events which led to the framing of the Constitution in September 1787. And whereas Public Law 1915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, the governing body of the City of Ottawa, Kansas, does hereby proclaim September 17th through 23rd, 2021 to be Constitution Week in Ottawa, Kansas, and ask our citizens to reflect upon and reaffirm the ideals that the framers of the Constitutions had in 1787. Signed this day, the 15th of September, 2021, by our mayor, myself, Sarah Kaler. Pat, would you like to come forward? And hello, June Butler. We're so glad you're here today, too. Come on up.
I do have an acceptance.
Oh, absolutely. We would. Here, we're going to shake and give it to you. There you go. And if you want to use that microphone up there, that would be great.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks.
Mayor Kaler and Commissioners, on behalf of the General Edward Hand Chapter of the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, I humbly and proudly accept this proclamation regarding Constitution Week. 234 years ago, September 17, 1787, the framers of our Constitution gathered in a room to sign a document that is still in effect today. It is the oldest document still in active use that outlines the self-government of a nation. These men selected to draft our Constitution came from various walks of life. The oldest delegate was 81, Benjamin Franklin. The youngest delegate was 26, Jonathan Dayton. Their political lives probably started very similar to yours. Neighbors and family sitting around the kitchen table or in the parlor discussing the issues affecting them at the time. The American colonists had fought, sacrificed, and died to establish a new nation. These men knew the great responsibility in front of them to craft a document that would ensure the success of a new republic and allow that republic to grow. So from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1787 to Ottawa, Kansas in 2021, our desire for self-governing and taking care of our communities and neighbors continue. To commemorate the actual signing, we will be ringing the Old Depot Museum bell on September 17th at 4 p.m., 13 times for the original 13 colonies. Thank you for your time today, and thank you to your service to our community.
Thank you so much. Tell me again, I'm sorry, before you sit down, remind us one more time when you will be ringing that bell on the 17th at what time?
At 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m.
when
Perfect.
The document was actually signed.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and thanks for denoting that in our community. We appreciate it. Moves on to item 11 on our agenda.
Request for approval to name the park at Legacy Square.
As a donor to the project of to build the park, the Goppert Foundation has requested to name the area Goppert Kids Park at Legacy Square, as recommended by the Onward Ottawa Committee. John Cohen, here with the Ottawa Chamber of Commerce and Onward Ottawa, is here to address this matter today.
Madam Mayor, Honorable Commission, Mr. City Manager, I appreciate the opportunity to come before you and make this request. I know you have the ability to honor such requests as are made from the community, and in so much the fact that the play park is currently owned by the Onward Ottawa Board. At some point in time, we will be dedicating that and turning it over to the City of Ottawa, so we feel that we ought to follow your rules and naming guidelines, and so we're making this application to name the park the Goppert Kids Park at Legacy Square. The Goppert Foundation was our largest donator in that park. Also, John Thompson, Jack, better known as Jack, the Blue Cross Blue Shield Pathways Committee, and the KDHE Tire Recycling Grant also helped pay for all the items and the ground covering at that park. But the Gopperts were the biggest donor, and I think it's appropriate to honor their wishes to have this named after Goppert, the Goppert family. I've consulted with Commissioner Skidmore, who works for a Goppert bank, and he was shared with the commission at your study session last Monday that Mr. Goppert just recently passed away. And in the meantime, he's done some researching and found that the Goppert Foundation has donated over $1.2 million, am I correct on that, right, yeah, Commissioner, to the City of Ottawa for teen parks, recreation center, the university, and several other things. So I think it's very fitting, and I appreciate you considering this request.
Commissioners, do you have questions for Mr. Cohen regarding this request?
Just one added comment to that. Just I appreciate your comments, John, and those numbers. And with the Gopperts and the legacy wording on this, I just goes along very well with the fact that he did pass this last week, and passing on this legacy, not beyond his own life, is what we want to do with our giving. And that's exactly what he's doing. I kid myself too and kid him too. Dick was really a smart banker, very intelligent man. He had his mind all the way up to just last July when we had our board meeting. He was there. And seemed healthy, but you never know what a day may bring. I always thought it was kind of funny. I twisted the arm to give money, the same arm that signed my paycheck, so I was always kind of careful about how hard I would twist that arm, but it seemed to work this time, and he was very honored to give this gift.
Questions or comments from our commission?
I think it's a great idea to do that.
If not, I will entertain a motion if there is one.
I'd be honored to make that motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded by our bankers that we name the park, the Gopper Kids Park at Legacy Square. Is there any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Cohen. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Could I take just a couple small privileges?
Absolutely.
Well, first of all, Pastor Yancey is here, and I want to
Yes.
congratulate them on a very successful event last Sunday at Legacy Square. We made Legacy Square available to nonprofit organizations, and their church took advantage of that and had a Chiefs Sunday, and they estimated over 700 people were there. They had a huge large screen TV. They had that pavilion looking like a sanctuary. They served a meal. They had blown up toys in the green space. They had Casey Wolf there. We've posted some of their pictures on our Facebook, but I just want to take a moment to encourage you to go look at some of those pictures and envision that space as to what it can do and can be for the community, and congratulate Pastor for a very successful event. That's what we wanted, we created that space for, and I appreciate them for having the imagination to create that event. And the other thing I wanted to do, if I could take just a second, is I really appreciate all the work the commissioners do, and I know that you don't always get thanked for it. Our Rotary Club, of which Mayor Kaler and Commissioner Wygand are also a member, are doing random acts of kindness for this entire year, and for the month of September, we're handing out free ice cream. And so I would like to give Mr. Crowley, Mr. Skidmore, Commissioner Jorgensen, our city attorney and city manager, a free ice cream cone. Now, I skipped you two because you're Rotarians and you can get your own free ice cream. But if I could, I'll leave
Yes,
these with the
please
city
do.
manager, and please feel appreciated, and also appreciate the Rotary Club that has been in our community for 100 years doing service projects for Ottawa.
Absolutely. Great point. Thank you, John. We appreciate that. And yes, I think both Rotarians here appreciate your comments.
We left out my favorite food group there.
Oh, yeah, right.
Thank you, John, and thank the Rotary.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, that moves us on to item 12 on our agenda.
Adoption of 2021 Standard Traffic Ordinance and Unified Public Offense Code.
The city's traffic laws are regulated by the STO, and criminal laws are regulated by the UPOC. A summary of updates were prepared by the Kansas League of Municipalities, or the League of Kansas Municipalities, and they were available in our study session documents. But I believe that Chief Weingardner will be addressing this matter today.
Thank you, Mayor Kaler, Commissioners. Thank you to Melissa Reed and Blaine Finch for their assistance preparing the ordinances and documentation. Today I ask you to adopt the 2021 Standard Traffic Ordinance and Uniform Public Offense Code, which regulate the traffic and criminal laws within the city of Ottawa. This is an annual request that we bring before you after the Kansas legislature finishes their session, updates state statutes, of which our municipal ordinances match state law so that we remain in compliance with existing state law. And after the adoption, the ordinance will be published, and then once it's published, we distribute new books, they're called the UPOC and the STO, to our officers, so they have those statutes available to them. Additionally, once the adoption occurs and we deliver the books, we have to update all of the computer files in our records management system, so that if there are new ordinances or subsections within specific ordinances, that the reports we prepare to send to the municipal court or the county attorney's office match. So it's a long process for us on the back end of this once we get this adoption. So with that, I was asking you to adopt it as presented.
Chief Weingartner, are there significant changes to the UPOC or to the STO that need to be highlighted today?
There are no significant changes to the other document. And if anyone would ever want to review those after the adoption, with the help of IT, a link is available on the city's website to each of the documents under the municipal court section of the city's website.
It's really some fun reading if
And,
you've got insomnia.
and in the back page of those documents, so the online version is a PDF of the book version that we issue to the officers. Every single year, all of the updates are listed in the back of the document for easy reference.
Jokes aside, it is important,
Yeah.
absolutely. Commissioners, do you have questions of Chief Weingartner regarding the request to update the STO or the UPOC?
Madam Mayor, I'll make the motion to approve item 12.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the update of the STO and the UPOC. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That moves us on to reports by our city manager.
I have nothing, Commissioners.
Okay. That moves us on to reports by our city commissioners. Mayor Pro Tem Crowley,
I have no report.
Commissioner Wygand,
I have no report.
Commissioner Skidmore,
Oh, I just have a shout out to my grandson, Leo Boaz Matias is having a birthday today. He's 4 years old, so happy birthday, Leo.
yay Leo, and Commissioner Jorgensen.
I
I don't
have
know if
no-
you can beat that.
I can't.
Good luck.
No report.
You're not gonna be able to.
That was probably the smartest thing you could say then, right then. No report. Good job. A report by the mayor. I am going to call Chief Weingartner back up to this to the microphone to discuss some change in traffic patterns that are going to happen for the car show this weekend.
Thank you, Mayor Kaler. As everyone is well aware, the annual over-the-road gang Old Merdazine River Run car show is this weekend, and requires significant staff from all city departments to pull this off successfully, in addition to hundreds of other service organizations, and it's a wonderful event. Just so the public is aware, if they're not, there are 3 ways that commuters can get north of the river in the city of Ottawa. The K68 bypass, which is behind the police department, kind of near Forest Park, the Main Street Bridge, and I-35, and then you have to kind of come back west into town on K68. As you're also aware, the K68 bypass has been undergoing reconstruction, and that project will not be completed prior to the car show. So with the work of Public Works Director Mike Hafley, Donna Schmidt, our area KDOT representative, we kind of worked on a potential workaround for the car show, because that bypass is a significant roadway to handle the load that comes in for the car show beginning very early, pre-dawn hours of Saturday morning for cars to check into the park. So with KDOT's permission, because it is a KDOT project and a KDOT roadway, they approved a detour, which was at our request, to allow only westbound traffic on the bridge. And that's going to begin late Friday afternoon, evening. When they're finished with their work for the day, they're actually going to stop their work and then set up the detour for us. And that will route all westbound traffic over the bridge one way. So nothing eastbound will be allowed to come back over the bypass behind the police department. Eastbound traffic is going to be directed south on Eisenhower to get I-35, and then you can come back and loop back into the city on either 15th Street or K68, or if you wanted to take the new 59 bypass back around. So those 3 exits will be available for you to avoid that overload of traffic on the bridge in the park, and then come back in on the east side of Ottawa. So then that brings us to the next thing, which is the cruise night Saturday night. We really need to provide another lane for traffic to get back north of the river. without having for everyone to go I-35, because honestly, that's really not convenient if you're just trying to get to the north side of Ottawa. So what we've developed is a plan to allow the easternmost lane on the bridge will remain open for all public traffic to go northbound while the rest of downtown is shut down for the car show. So normally for cruise night, we close from K68 Highway to 7th Street on Main, and that's just a closed route for the car show traffic to have available all 4 of your Main Street lanes. So when they get to the bridge this year, that's going to be restricted down to 3 car show lanes, and then the outside lane, or the easternmost lane, will allow northbound only traffic to come. You're going to have to come down Cedar to First, then over to Main, and north on Main to get out. So once you get to K68, you'll be able to safely, hopefully, just watch traffic, go northbound on Main, but I would encourage everybody instead to just turn east on Keokuk and K68 to avoid having to cross that Main Street intersection. So what we've been doing since Monday is sharing information out on our Facebook page to post these updates out. And we have preset messages that will go out every single afternoon to update the public about some of these detours, just to try to get that information out. So I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to kind of get out and talk about it again.
Chief, just to clarify, when you said the river bridge, you're talking about the Main Street River Bridge and not the bypass river bridge?
That is correct, Main
Okay,
Street Bridge.
So it'll be the eastern lane will be open to northbound?
Northbound only, yes.
Okay.
And we will have our volunteers and police services at both of those key traffic point intersections for First and Main, and then as you get closer to Tecumseh in Main and K68 in Main to provide manual direction. Additionally, there will be regular construction detour signage, plus we have 5 electronic message boards that are going to be strategically placed along and around those detour routes to try to provide enough warning to the motor and public what's going on. So, bridge construction has happened one other time, so you know, about every 20 years we have to really kind of come together and add some additional restrictions to make sure that we can keep everyone as safe as possible.
Chief, I have a question. What's to keep traffic from using 2nd Street, 7th Street, 15th, 17th, 19th to get, instead of going clear out to 35?
During the cruise night, so from
And
from
during
s-
cruise night, I understand.
yeah, from 2nd, so from 1st to 7th, if you will, we'll have barricades set at the alleys. So traffic could potentially come on any of those streets as far east as the alleys, and then they'd have to go either north or south to find a way. And we've always blocked the alley access off in that central district. But there will be no reason why anyone can't use some of those other streets to come around. But most of our local traffic understand that the detour is really set up for people who may not be familiar with some of the other ways you can navigate around the car show downtown and make it as easy as possible for people to get back up to their destination, which is either US 59, K68 Highway, or I-35.
Thank you.
Any other questions for me?
No.
All right.
Thank you, Chief. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, certainly, as you had pointed out, that we have bridge construction, but it is necessary, and I think it also highlights to us the importance of maintaining 2 bridges going over the Meridazine River really at all times. So thank you for working that out, and I know that that was not something that you put together in a week. I know that it's something you've been working to put together, and please thank the VIPs for all of their service in advance of what they do for our community in the next few days. That leads us to announcements. We have canceled our study session for the 20th, which is Monday. On the 27th, we will have our study session here at City Hall at 4 p.m. On the 4th of October, we have our study session at 4 p.m. And on the 6th of October, we have a regular meeting at 7 p.m. here at City Hall. If there's nothing else to be brought before the City Commission today, I will adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, there is. Yes,
Mayor,
City Manager.
we also forgot to mention that we have joint meeting today also.
Yes, at the county, correct?
Right.
Joint City County School Board Luncheon. I just figured that it it's okay. Great. Everybody, we have Joint City County School Board Luncheon at lunch today at the Annex. If there's nothing else, right? Okay, nothing else to be brought forth before the city commission today. We will adjourn today's meeting.